Listen up, Rams Nation, because what we're witnessing right now is absolutely legendary. And we need to talk about it immediately, because Matthew Stafford is putting on a clinic that's going to cement his name in Canton forever, and there's not a single person who can deny it. And this isn't just about stats or records or any of that surface-level stuff. This is about watching our franchise quarterback at 37 years old prove to the entire football world that he's one of the greatest to ever do it. And honestly, it's about damn time everyone recognizes what we've known all along. Rich Eisen just came out and said what every single Rams fan has been screaming from the rooftops for years now. Matthew Stafford is a Hall of Famer, period, end of discussion, no debate needed. Eisen didn't mince words either. He said this 2025 season is the season that puts Stafford in Canton, and after this campaign, there shouldn't be a single naysayer left on the planet regarding his enshrinement. And you know what? He's absolutely 100% right. We're watching history unfold right before our eyes, and this is the moment where everyone finally has to admit that our guy belongs among the immortal. Let's break down what Stafford is doing through 7 weeks, because these numbers are absolutely insane. And they tell the story of a quarterback who's not just playing well, he's dominating the league at an age when most signal callers are already thinking about retirement. 1,866 passing yards, 17 touchdowns, and just 2 interceptions with a passer rating of 109.3, which is on pace to be the best of his entire 16-year career. Think about that in year 16. At age 37, he's playing the best football of his life and currently leads the entire NFL in touchdown passes while ranking near the top in passing yards. This is the same field general who led us to a Super Bowl championship just a few years ago, and he's somehow gotten even better and more precise with age. The doubters have always been there, haven't they? For years, people questioned whether Stafford was truly elite, whether he could win the big games, whether he deserved to be mentioned among the greats. Well, guess what? Those days are over, because what we're seeing in 2025 is a quarterback operating at the absolute pinnacle of his powers, showing everyone that he's got plenty left in the tank, and he's not done adding to his legacy. This isn't a farewell tour. This is a statement, and that statement is loud and clear. Matthew Stafford is one of the greatest quarterbacks of his generation, and he belongs in the Hall of Fame, without question. Rich Eisen's endorsement carries serious weight in the football community, and when he says Stafford's Hall of Fame case is closed after this season, you better believe people are listening. Eisen has watched this league for decades. He's interviewed countless players, coaches, and executives, and he knows greatness when he sees it. The fact that he's willing to go on record and say categorically that Stafford is a Hall of Famer and that this season erases any remaining doubt tells you everything you need to know about what we're witnessing right now. This isn't hyperbole. This isn't recency bias. This is a respected analyst recognizing sustained excellence and a career that has reached the highest levels of achievement. And then there's the London game against Jacksonville, which might go down as one of the most dominant performances we've seen from Stafford in a Rams uniform. Picture this: pouring rain at Wembley Stadium, our top receiver, Puka Nacua, sitting out, and the entire offense having to adjust on the fly. Most quarterbacks would struggle in those conditions, would use the weather and the missing weapons as excuses for a subpar performance. Not Matthew Stafford. Our guy went out there and absolutely shredded the Jaguars' defense, throwing 5 touchdown passes, which is an international series single-game record, leading the Rams to a commanding 35-7 victory. 5 touchdowns in the rain, without his number one target. That's not just good quarterbacking, that's Hall of Fame quarterbacking. And it's exactly the kind of performance that defines a legacy. The humility Stafford showed after the game, saying, "Do I get a sword or something?" is so perfectly on brand for him. Here's a guy who just set a record in front of an international audience, who just put on an absolute show, and he's cracking jokes because that's who he is. He's never been about the individual accolade, never been about the spotlight. He just goes out there week after week and does his job at an elite level and lets the results speak for themselves. That's the kind of leadership that championship teams are built on, and it's the kind of character that Hall of Fame voters absolutely love to see. At 5-2, we're not just watching a good team, we're watching a contender. And Stafford is the engine that makes this entire operation run. The way he's commanding the offense, the way he's reading defenses, the way he's putting the ball exactly where it needs to be. In tight windows against elite competition, it's masterful. He's outperforming quarterbacks who are 10 years younger, who have supposedly fresher arms, who are supposed to be in their prime, and he's making it look easy. That's what separates the good from the great, and the great from the legendary. People love to talk about quarterback primes and how most signal callers start declining in their mid-30s, but Stafford is throwing that conventional wisdom right out the window. He's 37 years old and posting a passer rating that would be the best of his career if he maintains it. He's throwing touchdowns at a historic pace. He's protecting the football with just 2 interceptions through 7 games, and he's doing it all while keeping the Rams in the thick of the playoff. This isn't a guy who's hanging on, trying to squeeze out one more year. This is a quarterback who's playing at an MVP caliber level and showing no signs of slowing down. The Hall of Fame conversation has always been a touchy subject for Stafford supporters, because for years we had to defend his greatness against people who pointed to his time in Detroit and said he never won anything meaningful. Well, that Super Bowl ring shut a lot of people up, didn't it? But even after the championship, there were still doubters, still people who said it was a fluke, or that he was just a product of Sean McVay's system, or that he got lucky. This 2025 season is obliterating every single one of those narratives, because there's no denying what we're seeing. A 37-year-old quarterback leading the league in touchdowns, putting up career-best numbers, and carrying his team to wins is not lucky, and it's not a system. Pure, undeniable talent and greatness. Stafford will be eligible for Canton 5 years after he retires, but based on how he's playing right now, that retirement might be further away than anyone thought. He's still got the arm strength, still got the accuracy, still got the football IQ. And most importantly, he's still got the competitive fire that drives him to be great week in and week out. Whether he plays 2 more years or 5 more years doesn't really matter at this point, because the resume is already there. The career numbers are staggering. The Super Bowl championship is in the books. And now, this Renaissance season in 2025 is putting the final stamp on a Hall of Fame career. What Rich Eisen understands, and what Rams fans have understood all along, is that Stafford's greatness transcends the box score. Yes, the statistics are incredible, and yes, the Super Bowl ring matters immensely, but it's also about the way he plays the game, the toughness he's shown throughout his career, playing through injuries, never missing games, being available for his team week after week, the leadership he brings to the locker room, the respect he commands from teammates and opponents alike, the ability to elevate everyone around him to make receivers look better, to give running back opportunities to make offensive linemen's jobs easier because he gets rid of the ball quickly and efficiently. That's what Hall of Fame quarterbacks do. They make everyone around them better, and Stafford has been doing that his entire career. This season feels different though, doesn't it? There's a sense of urgency, a feeling that Stafford is on a mission to prove something, not to us, because we already know, but to everyone else who's ever doubted him. Every touchdown pass, every crucial third down conversion, every comeback win, it all adds to the legacy, and it all reinforces what should be obvious to anyone paying attention. Matthew Stafford is a first-ballot Hall of Famer, and this 2025 campaign is the exclamation point on a career that's been defined by excellence, resilience, and winning. The fact that he's doing this at 37 makes it even more impressive, because we're not talking about a young quarterback in his physical prime. We're talking about a veteran who's relying on experience, intelligence, preparation, and pure skill to dominate opponents. The mental side of his game has never been sharper. His ability to read defenses pre-snap, to make adjustments at the line, to know exactly where to go with the football based on coverage. It's all operating at the highest possible level. That football IQ doesn't decline with age. If anything, it gets better as players accumulate more experience and see more defensive looks. And Stafford is the perfect example of a quarterback who's maximized his mental gifts to extend his prime. Rams Nation, we need to appreciate what we're watching, because performances like this don't come around often. We're witnessing a legend at the peak of his powers, putting together a season that will be remembered for generations, and adding the final piece to a Hall of Fame puzzle that was already nearly complete. The 17 touchdowns through 7 games, the league leading pace, the career best passer, rating the domination in London. All of it is building towards something special, and that something special is a gold jacket in Canton. The narrative around Stafford has shifted completely, and it's about time. No more questions about whether he's elite, no more debates about whether he can win big games, no more doubts about his place among the all-time greats. Rich Eisen said, "It best this is the year that puts Matthew Stafford in the Hall of Fame, and there shouldn't be a single naysayer left after this season. The evidence is overwhelming, the case is closed, and the verdict is in. Our quarterback is a Hall of Famer, and we get to watch him cement that legacy every single Sunday. So let's enjoy this ride, Rams fans, because we're living through something truly special. Every time Stafford drops back, every time he threads a pass into a tight window, every time he leads the offense down the field for a crucial score, we're watching Hall of Fame moments being created in real time. This isn't just another season, this is history. And Matthew Stafford is writing his name in permanent ink alongside the greatest to ever play the position. Horns up, baby, because our quarterback is Canton bound, and nobody can deny it anymore. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Smash that like button and drop a comment below, because I want to know what you think. Do you believe Matthew Stafford's 2025 season guarantees his Hall of Fame induction? Option A, absolutely, this season seals the deal. Or Option B, he still needs one more playoff run to lock it up. Let me know in the comments, and let's keep this conversation going. Rams Nation,